let's introduce our top 4 players coming out here. The first half of the top 8. First up, the number 1 seed and the defending world champion. This is Alex T. And his opponent coming up to be the first British player to make it to the top 8 representing the UK and is the Friendlies heavyweight champion. This is Sam Vaughn. And now for our next 2 competitors going up, it will be one of the King's Fave Fivers from 2023. This is the King, Cobra! And last but certainly not least is the Game Crasher Extraordinaire. New movie coming out very soon. It is the Blue Scuti!
Started at 10. Come on, count down with us, everyone. Here we go in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris!
Stress. And we'll always thank the crowd for the Buko chants there, so.
It's a tradition, and we miss Buko. We hope he will join us again at some point in an event in the future.
Yeah, a strange little misdrop right there for Sam. Obviously not going to be a problem at all, but
wow, we are already opening with a drought at the bottom.
Yeah, 23-24 already. Both players having to deal with covering their well. Alex is the first to open back up, and boom, Tetris for Alex.
Yeah, Sam just still has to clean up there. It was a combination of the drought and the misdrop of the T-piece.
Yeah,
but
he was able to find like a clean burn with it. It's just that with no long bar, because that was needed with 2 dependencies.
Dirty incoming, boom.
Beautifully done. I was wondering why he wasn't trying to clean up a little bit earlier, but he was setting up for that dirty Tetris, and boom, Tetris for Sam. Back to a good, clean, neutral board here.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to build over your well, why not eliminate it with a Tetris?
Mm-hmm.
But now it looks like everything is calm for the most part for all of our players. Up top, Cobra with just under a Tetris lead.
Yeah, he's got 100% Tetris rate right now, you know.
Just no burns so far.
100% Tetris rate, James Chen, wherever you are, you might be excited.
Yes.
we've been quipping about that. Like every time we talk Tetris rate, like we're like, oh,
I heard Burb say that, yeah. He once said, "Hi, James Chen," and I was literally sitting right behind him. And
that's how to do it.
All right, had to finally burn a piece. Gosh, can you imagine if one day we ever get a perfect max out game in competition?
During comp.
It's impossible. Like, I don't think that'll ever happen. It's just not worth the risk.
That's a lot of dice rolls to make that happen.
It might be a lot of dice rolls, but I wouldn't put it past people.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
we have some, Scooties right there.
Every time we say, no, there's no way somebody can, and then somebody does it. So
yeah, like if you think back to 2019, that Joseph versus Green Tea, we're like, right. There's no way that we're gonna see a max this year. Oh, we see a max. There's no way we're gonna see double max out this year, and we did.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it was, again, at that time was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And now, it's it's the norm.
Yeah, I guess every year that we run this, it is like a dice roll, and the players are pushing each other and
There
getting
you go.
better and better.
Yeah, Sam gonna be able to tuck that in there. Actually, okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
Sam
great
does really
pieces right
interesting
there.
setups. I mean, I just seeing his championship match for the belt on friendlies. He had the most interesting setups. You think it's a mistake, but then after he's done, a couple more piece drops and he clears it right off, then you're like, oh, he planned that all along.
Yeah. And then, of course, on top we have Cobra, still at an 84 Tetris rate, but just has a little interesting stack right now. Has to do a little bit of cleaning. Probably is not going to be able to get the Tetris. Yeah, probably was looking for the dirty Tetris. Just not going to happen at this point.
And, sometimes playing a bit too perfect to start off can, disrupt the mental because, when you're playing perfect, you're like, oh, I don't want to burn or I want to keep this up. And sometimes that can lead to actual top out because you don't use proper risk management.
Right. Well, right now, the drought we saw was at 19 pieces, but finally the eyepiece and back-to-back Tetrises for Cobra.
Crazy setup for SV, going left well. Relying on tucks to keep that clean. Boom, Tetris for SV.
Oh, nice C flat too.
Yeah. Yeah, and now trying to do as few burns as possible because, like we said, want to see if you can get Tetrises as you're cleaning. But now, all of a sudden, the O pieces are coming in a situation where there's no good flat place to place them.
Yeah, it's like the piece set is kind of hindering both Alex and Sam down there. Meanwhile, up on top, we are neck and neck, Cobra and Scuti, both trading Tetrises back and forth.
Yeah, but I mean, still, those O pieces were still not as crazy as we saw yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Was it night or?
Yeah, it was night.
Night. So I say O burst. We should just call that nightmares from now on.
Oh. I like that. That's very good. Well, maybe not for people that get them, but
Right.
but still, very close game up top. And we are closing in on that level 19 transition. And it looks like for now, all players have workable boards that they would be comfortable with.
Yeah, things have stabilized quite a bit on the bottom. Got clean boards.
And you got to imagine, like, this is how, definitely the way that it was going to start because these players are kind of nervous right now and they kind of want to just test the waters, not do anything too crazy early on.
Like some of the other games that we saw, they're building up high and taking big risks, but here it seems to be under control. No big digs. Gotta love it.
Yeah, I think another reason why the Sam and Alex match is interesting is because both these players are generally known for being the more aggressive type of players. And so seeing, two aggressive playstyles clash definitely will lead to some interesting stuff as things speed up here for Sam. A 540 transition, Alex T at 470. Cobra transitions at 583, and Scuti will transition at a 616, the highest of the four up here playing.
Yeah, Alex having to do a little bit of digging and cleaning and definitely affected the Tetris rate there. Still at 59, I mean, still an amazing rate. But as we can see over there, his opponent, Sam SV, at a much higher Tetris rate right now. Ooh, yeah, just waiting for that long bar. There it is, finally. But you can see almost a 10% higher Tetris rate for SV.
Yeah, Alex has some ground to catch up, and we know he can. He's been playing super clean here.
Nice.
But SV just a master of aggression.
A couple quick Tetrises for Alex, going to bring him just sub 100,000 point deficit, but SV is going to build that back up. But also, we do got to keep in mind that SV is playing ahead of Alex T in terms of level progression, so that lead might not be as big depending on Alex T's ability to capitalize on those lines in between.
Yeah, and then the other kind of like tricky advantage of, playing a little behind is if you hear the commentators be like, oh, person has a big drought coming, they're in the middle of a drought, then you kind of know, right? You know that you're going to get the same pieces and your drought's coming as well.
Yeah, a little bit of trouble over here from Cobra, looking to keep this well open, but a drought going to force some more burns, and so now Scuti with the cleaner board, might have an opportunity to take advantage if the eyepiece does come. Cobra actually kept the well open long enough for said eyepiece.
Now, Cobra has been neck and neck with Scuti this entire time, and that's not something easy to fathom, considering how well Scuti's been playing all weekend.
Yeah, and you can see right now on the bottom match over there, Alex T catching up to SV. You can see now the Tetris rate's almost the exact same value, basically.
Yeah, that was a nice T-spin setup and execution adjustment over there for Alex T, as still kind of separated by that same amount all game. And that's kind of one of the scary things, is that, you're like, man, I'm playing great, but then the lead doesn't change. That just means you're matching your opponent's efficiency.
Oh man, another drought, and that's caused Sam one misdrop. The drought,
too high,
26.
too close to the sun, tops out. There's a chase down situation. Alex Nash has 30,000 points to go, just a Tetris.
And see now, because Alex T knows that there was a drought that took him out, he knows to prepare for that. So you can see that he's just doing a lot of burns right now early on. Yeah, look at that.
Massive drought up top, too. It was a 32-piece drought, and both players were able to survive as well.
Alex has got the 32 as well, so.
One thing I did notice about Alex is that even when Alex's opponent is in trouble, you will see Alex screen looking and cheering on his opponent, almost like flexing on them and cheering for them to get out of the dig so that they can have a better match.
Speaking about a better match, we do have double maxes up top, and players.
Speed.
There it is, 1.137. Cobra just barely in the lead by 8,000 points. 8,000 points is what separates us here going into the kill screen speeds. And as both players getting set up for their first Tetris here on level 20 for Blue Scuti, Cobra's actually going to burn down.
Scuti's left side.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously low enough. If he could just get another eyepiece fast enough, there it is. Wow.
But that is still so scary, but Scuti can pull it off.
Again, that's what rolling gets you, right? So, if people want to have a good indication of why rolling is that much stronger, is that you can't get that piece over there with any other technique.
And there's also a big reason why we put it in. There's a Tetris for Cobra, taking a solidified one Tetris lead, but Scuti knocks it back down.
Yeah, look at that. Both of them with the same Tetris rate. And,
ooh, a couple of misdrops over here from Scuti, looking for an eyepiece. Hold on, might be able, if he holds out long enough, there's a Tetris.
Okay, so you're not out of the water yet.
Not out the water. There is that left side that needs to be dealt with. Would love to get it over.
It's gonna be enough, and Cobra will take the first round.
Wow. There you go, well done. Cobra taking first game over Blue Scuti. I mean, Cobra definitely planning to strike first, strike fast, and strike hard.
Wow, and that wasn't a bad game from Scuti. It's just the level of competition is this high.
All right.
Let's go. Here we go in
3, 2, 1, Tetris!
Tetris.
All right. So obviously the calm before the storm here. And again, this phase of the game is all about the consistency, being able to manage the RNG and to be able to build as much of a lead as possible so that when we get to the transition points, you can definitely look at what your opponent is doing and figure out, if you want to play a little bit safer. But getting that lead is so important.
Wow, 26-piece drought to open up top.
Yeah.
The game up top last time was just so neck and neck the entire way through. It was, you couldn't call it at the time. So the momentum is with Cobra right now. Scuti will have to answer this game.
And I forgot, you mentioned that every CTWC championship has been got taken to California or Texas,
Yeah, California
right?
or Texas.
Okay.
So Cobra, also being from Texas, could keep that going. Alex C being from California, obviously could keep that going.
Right.
But then if Scuti were to win, Scuti is from Oklahoma. So we could have just a completely new state. I mean, still would be in the South, so yay.
Or we could even have it go overseas if Sam can take this one, right?
Or up north if Eyeball, because remember we do have Eyeball.
It's another side of the bracket. Yeah, that's right. But
this is just 4 players of the top 8.
But I mean, how crazy would it be if we could get an international champion for the first time?
And if Sam does it, he's got the friendlies wrestling belt and or the JP's trophy.
Right.
So that would be a first too.
Yeah, again, you know, obviously, you know, you love to see it when, you know, a player from overseas can take the trophy, because that just means that's how strong everybody is around the world.
Well, not only
playing the
that,
game.
but a lot of people might not know that in that region, in the UK, they had a different version of Tetris that ran at a different speed.
That's right.
PAL speed was not the same
Yeah.
as NTSC, so they actually have to adapt to our version of Tetris.
Yeah, that definitely led to some very famous videos out there, right? The PAL speeds screaming and
Yeah, Yanni basically going Super Saiyan as he got, you know, kept playing on level 19.
yep.
But right now, everything seems mostly calm. SV are looking for that eyepiece. Does find it, so able to reopen up that right hand well.
Game up on top is still neck and neck.
Now, however, Cobra right now with a better Tetris rate, meaning that so far for 2 games in a row, Cobra has been more efficient with the stacking.
Nice set of burns over there from Scuti. Kind of was forced to make a decision and didn't want to take the I triple, which is why it created a long bar dependency.
And again, just for viewers who are new to the stream here, a misdrop right there from Blue Scuti. But yes, both players are getting the same pieces, so that factor of RNG is not a problem.
Yeah, and it just goes to show if your playfield, if you keep your stacking such that it can accommodate any piece, and you're always Tetris ready when you can utilize a long bar, then that's going to make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm. And Scuti does manage to clean up the board. Had to use the eyepiece over there on column 9, so just needs another eyepiece right now. But of course, whenever you need an eyepiece, that's when the drought comes, because now it's a 16-piece drought over there.
Yeah, I've seen some untimely long bar timings this round for Scuti.
Look at this. Scuti has not been able to get that. Okay, finally gets into that
There you
well,
go.
but needs the eyepiece.
Boom, Tetris for Scuti.
Nice, nicely done. Nice staving that off, which again affects your Tetris rate. You see down to 54% now.
Just some traffic on the board for Alex down there, wanting to get that dirty Tetris, but that's allowed Sam to get to a 5 Tetris lead. Boom,
Yeah.
Tetris for Alex, getting that down.
500,000 at 108 lines. We were looking at a 600K, well, greater than a 600K transition if this efficiency is kept up.
Yeah, Sam's been knocking it down here with the aggression. 79% Tetris rate, James Chen.
Yeah. And again, I mean, you see right there from Sam's side, he had one of the jagged teeth setups, basically no flat bases.
Wow.
OPs caused him problems, but wow, yeah, like you said, it's just, it all disappeared all of a sudden, you know. Oh, nice tuck.
Great
Okay.
little Z-spin there. And there's the drought, and there it is.
Nice.
Tetris over there for Sam.
And you can see right now, Alex T is going through that same drought. And okay, there
Boom,
we go.
Tetris for Alex.
Yep. And boom, another Tetris. Actually, simul Tetris for Alex and Sam.
Yeah, both players clean going into transition.
Yep. Sam with just a slight lead over here, even when taking into account that Sam is ahead. Oh, wow. So Alex didn't want to drop that eyepiece in the middle right
Transition's a
there.
bit high up on the board.
Yeah, he really didn't want to place the eyepiece a little bit higher, so he was kind of holding out, and that means his stack is going to be really tall here. And again, same situation. Okay, there it is. Boom, Tetris for Alex T.
Yeah.
The same situation that every time he was like, okay, I'm not going to wait for the eyepiece shows up.
Yeah, and that's a little stressful because it's like if you're waiting for the long bar up high on the board like that. Okay,
Nice.
Sam's now got some traffic up high, wants to burn that down, get back under control. So it's Alex's chance to catch up.
As we would like. Okay, there it is. J followed by an I. Another Tetris would be scores. Up top, 618 for Scuti, 723 for Cobra. 100,000 point lead as Scuti is starting to get up uncomfortably high. Is going to be looking for an L piece. T-piece makes his way all the way
Okay.
over to the left.
Now he needs an L or a J. Oh,
An accidental double flip, but
That's okay.
quick
Yeah.
adaptations are going to allow him to open up the well and knock down a
Boom,
Tetris.
Scuti.
nicely done. And again, yeah, I mean, even though there was that accidental double flip right there, it was not in any sort of crucial way. In fact, it actually kind of worked out pretty well.
It's just the ability to react and adapt on the fly. Because you were talking a lot about it yesterday, how, you know, when you have those sort of misdrops, the way that your board looks out in your mind is a bit different. So you have to quickly react and then formulate a new plan.
And that just happens almost instantaneously for a player like Scuti.
Yeah, as I mentioned yesterday.
Like that.
It's kind of like an instinct, right? It just happens. Oh boy, a Cobra needs 2 eyepieces right now.
Scuti also getting up high.
Playing
There
up
is
so high
wow.
on the board.
You
Scuti
just
is
manifested those 2 eyepieces, huh?
Oh, there we go. Finally got into that little well there, did Cobra. So gonna have a nice clean board here once again.
But yeah, Scuti is playing so aggressively. I think this is the most aggressive I've seen Scuti play. I think Scuti knows what's on the line here and is really pushing it, and it can survive these situations. We haven't gotten an early top out from it yet, so definitely able to handle the pressure and handle those situations, put himself in.
Yeah, and because I think Scuti also knows that he's a little bit behind in this because he's been doing a lot of cleanup and such, and so, you know, but you can see right now has raised the Tetris rate a lot, and it's getting closer to Cobra's rate right now.
And Alex has also caught up quite a bit. The deficit was over 100,000 before, but it narrowed as low as 60 just now.
Sam with just a couple 100 points shy of a max.
Misflip
And
by
there
Alex.
it is.
Yeah, I saw what Alex was trying to do. He tried to do a little micro adjustment right at the end, couldn't get it in time and accidentally misdropped as a result. But now you have 2 players who have maxed out already, Scuti and Sam on the left side of both matches.
And level 29 incoming. Scuti is on it.
Tetris ready, just waiting on the long bar. And he's getting these pieces all the way over to the left. This looks like a board that you would see on 19, not 29.
Yeah.
But the drought management is phenomenal here. Look at all these burns that are taken, and there's a Tetris for Scuti.
This piece set is really challenging Scuti, but Scuti is up to it and actually making it work.
And you can see how much behind right now Cobra is. Not, I mean, obviously in the points, but only just reached that level
hold on.
29 transition.
Cobra running into that same opening drought.
Right. But
look at this. Oh, wait.
Left side.
Going to have to hit a 5-tap here. It's going to be crucial. Gets it over.
Wow. Over the spire.
And
that
another
left side.
misdrop. Needs another eyepiece now.
It's
and it
not gonna
doesn't
happen.
come.
Scooty's going to take the second round. We are 1-1 up in the match on top.
I mean, one of the hardest things about those situations right there, when you need to do one of those 5 taps on the side. Oh, wait, hang on.
Alex
T looking for a J piece. I love that double flip on that L. It's going to help bring things down.
Nice. I love the placement from Alex here. Gonna go ahead and drop that in and create that gap just to open up.
Yeah. Couple of O pieces, not too harmful, but not great either. But he's still finding a way to work with them. Great.
Wow.
Yeah, that was well done because there was no really good place to put that piece.
And interestingly enough, Alex T is about a level behind, so there is actually more scoring room available. And now Alex T in a position to score Tetris. There it is.
Wow. Alex needs this game to even up the set.
No, Alex is in the lead 1-0.
No. Okay.
So
you're right.
Sam that's having to put on the pressure.
Sam needs to do it.
Yeah, and he's ahead by quite a bit right now. But Alex T is already set up for another Tetris. There it is.
Sets up a nice delay burn too as things are starting to cascade out of control.
Sam's left side's not going to be recoverable.
And
now we have a chase out just for Tetris. And there it is.
There it is, just the eyepiece. And Alex T.
What a nail biter.
2-0 now over SV.
Yeah, Sam was ahead most of that round, and Alex was able to come from behind and take that one.
Yeah, one of the hardest things that that I was talking about, when you have to get that eyepiece over to the side, you get this adrenaline and you're focused so hard on that as soon as you finish it, you're like, oh wait, what is going on with the rest of the board?
We're going
3, 2, 1, Tetris!
At least for the match on top. I don't think Sam is in the seat.
But that's why, anytime we see that left like that, there's kind of like a collective, people are holding their breath. It's like, are they going to hit it?
So as a roller, you absolutely want to practice that and make sure you nail that 5-tap every single time, because in those clutch moments, that's when it matters.
And I'm not sure what happened to, I see SV looks like walked away for a second.
They're allowed a break, and that's a good time to take one, especially if you're down 2-0.
So Alex T getting up and walking around, trying to expend a little bit of that nervous energy. And don't get it twisted here. I mean, yeah, these players are definitely nervous a lot of the times, and it's tough playing on a stage like this.
Yeah, you have the lights on you, commentary crowd getting bigger and bigger every year. There's a lot more at play than just the physical aspects of the game.
And some players thrive under the pressure. Sometimes, having the crowd, having the lights makes you a stronger player. Oh, it's Scuti with the Vits. It really depends on the personality and also, experience on stage. Sometimes having more experience makes you a stronger competitor in live events. Cobra being up here, top 8 first time. So will that be a factor? But Cobra's been performing exceptionally well. They're 1-1. So definitely, what they say, newbie in the finals, are nerves a factor? Not for Cobra.
Yeah, the whole key is being able to channel that nervousness. Okay, we're gonna do a countdown here. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
So both players, feeling a little bit refreshed, having to take a break, and it's understandable. I mean, speaking from a player side, even when just having a close game, your heart can just be pounding out of your chest, and the adrenaline's flowing. So taking a break, yeah, sometimes just necessary.
Watching these players, this is enough to do that for me.
All right, we've got a situation here for SV trying to get out of a little bit of a mess over here, but shouldn't be a problem. Didn't want to throw the LP standing straight up, so risked going one extra piece to be able to clear that, to open that hole.
All clean now.
Ooh, nice bit.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, just those adjustments from SV are just so impressive and fun to watch.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the pieces that he's getting now are not particularly helping. Finally gets the, actually doesn't go for it. It's going to set up maybe.
Might.
Oh, no, can just take the triple.
Take the
but
triple.
You know what? I mean, still, if you're chasing after maybe a dirty Tetris, but you end up with a triple, that's still better than clearing a bunch of singles, right?
Yeah, I think that's like a very common psychology of some of the players. It's like if they'll set up this, they'll hey, I'll build up this dirty Tetris, but if I get the eyepiece, then I'll burn out just in case. Beautiful overhang over there for SV for the Z spin tuck. And a bits to follow.
That's the kind of combos and setups, yeah, SV's just an expert at. Rarely see anyone else even attempt that.
Set himself up a T-spin.
Oh,
Got it.
Nice JD spin over there for
yeah, it's
SV.
making also the adjustment for the next piece coming in to be clean.
Yeah, not sure if you guys noticed up top, but apparently our games have been up to fire up top that the camera overheated temporarily for Cobra. 384 for Scuti, 360 for Cobra. Still this close, like one Tetris game almost like an identical situation to what we saw in game 1. But they are running into a decent drought.
Yeah, 30 plus.
Really? Set up a dirty Vits? Did you see that? SV. Man.
And you kind of see that SV is actually forced into a lot of these setups now. We see these as combos and such, but one of the applications of the bits is by setting it up, you don't have to burn to get Tetris ready. And so then you do that, and you're not spinning those lines, and that's SV's kind of being pulled into that.
Oh man, Cobra's running into a little bit of a bad streak over there, but obviously able to stay alive. That's not going to be the problem. It's just kind of create an unfortunate stack. But
the right pieces came for that.
Yeah, and like I said, sometimes you get these the bad RNG for the pieces that you need, and then you can be rescued so quickly when the game basically just suddenly gives you what you do actually need.
We are closing in on the level 19 transition. That one, a little bit of a mislip over there from Scuti. And,
interesting.
Wasn't able to make the adjustment time. Able to open up the well, so now can try and focus, I guess, the remainder of the pre-transition to get the board.
Get that board under control.
Yeah, only another 4 lines before the transition happens. And getting a 5th line will make it get to level 19 and is actually going to be able to do it with the Tetris. Still not a perfectly clean board, but obviously very, very manageable.
Yeah, and Scuti clean again.
Yeah, it was a 580 transition, if I'm not mistaken, and actually going to commit to the column 4.
Yeah.
Cobra transitions with a low or a high 510.
No long bar yet, though.
Still waiting over here for Scuti.
They're all waiting for this long bar right now. Everybody's in the middle of a drought. Look at this.
Yeah,
Look,
all droughts all up on the screen.
Yeah,
And
red
there it
flashing
is.
numbers
Long bars for
everywhere.
our players at the bottom, but up top there's still none to be in
35.
sight.
And yeah,
29,
Scuti really
30.
committed to that. Man, boom!
31.
Tetris
Oh
Scuti.
my goodness.
Giving column 4 some love there.
That's very impressive because, you know, having your stack kind of split, you have to be very careful with how you place your pieces. And now we're back to the right-hand side. Great drought management for all 4 players.
yes.
Yeah, I don't recommend it, but sometimes even when you are building the well in the middle of your screen, sometimes the pieces almost kind of feel like they fit better in a way, but it's always just kind of a placebo effect.
Cobra having to do some burning there is going to allow Scuti to expand the lead to about 100,000 points. 3.5 Tetrises ahead.
And boom, Tetris for Cobra, back to a neutral board here.
Nice
Now,
overhang.
all 4 boards right now looking nice and clean, but man, the eyepieces are just not falling in
and
this
this
game.
is actually crucial. Nice way to open up the well just in time for that eyepiece for
And
Scuti.
another drought.
Yeah.
This is a dry run for everybody here. It's crazy.
Yeah, but Alex T did not get the benefit of a lot of those eyepieces. Being able to score Tetrises, had to use a lot of them for opening things up, but still sitting on a very good rate.
They're stacking up high near transition, though.
And that's another drought counter that starts ticking. And this is, oh, nice. A double and a Tetris for SV. And Alex T is going to follow with one as well. Both players surviving the drought in a transition.
Yeah, this gets scary because it's like as it's counting down and they're waiting to cash in that Tetris, this is like they build higher and higher.
And SV needs to win this game, has to win it to force a game forward, not even to, you know, bring it to a decider or to win, just to extend the match. Oh, and that is a 3 Espers over there for SV. Now a long bar is desperately wanted.
So many droughts.
Goes for the
Nice.
triple. Nicely done. And there it is. Survival and Tetris for SV.
That's a dangerous situation there, because sometimes you're like, okay, I'll just go for this triple, but you have to make sure you don't have any gaps in any of those lines as well.
And right now, we are looking at a drought up top as there it is, finally ended. Now Scuti going to have to figure out how to deal with this. Goes
Wow.
for the T-spin tuck,
Oh,
line
wow,
spin,
line spin.
and another line spin.
That is a line spin combo with like the likes I've never seen before. And boom, Tetris for Scuti. 224 lines, level 29 speeds incoming.
Whew, man.
Another Tetris for Scuti, 1 line away.
And Cobra right now, it's Cobra's turn to try to build through this. And again, at only 5 more lines left to be able to get this board clean.
And a quick transition to
There it
29
is.
and
Okay.
Tetris for Scuti. Scuti with a 185,000 point lead as Cobra knocks down a Tetris. And Scuti trying to get the board under control. Cobra up a long bar dependency over there in column 2. It's going to be spinning a couple of, still the long bar dependency persists.
Wow. Just goes for the double over there on the side, but right now surviving is more important.
Yep, Scuti clean down.
Wow.
Back down, yeah. Cobra really stepping up to the challenge here. This 3 Tetrises behind, but definitely keeping it clean here.
He's trying to get set up for another one. Just going to take the triple. Didn't want to go aggressive. Now Cobra has max. Scuti with 1.13. Cobra with 1.01.
All right, now.
Tetris ready.
Yep, Cobra's got that Tetris
Ooh,
ready to
oh
go.
no, the drought counter. And the well gets covered.
course.
And it hangs over there to the left-hand side.
Missed
Over on
it.
the left
You can't
side
get it
instead.
over.
And that's going to be another round for Scuti. We are now 2-1.
And that's where that risk tolerance that we talked about right there. I mean, although there are times too that when you have it set up and you're like, you know what, I'm going to play safe, I'm just going to burn. You also need the right pieces to burn as well. Some stacks are not friendly to some pieces for burning, and so sometimes you don't even have that option, you know?
Yeah, it's like, yes, I would love to play safe, but if I'm getting just S's and Z's or untimely O's, then there's nothing I can do. But speaking about things that need to be done, Alex T needs to get that bar for the Tetris and now get the board ready for 29.
Yeah, both these players are on the verge of getting kill screen speeds. And this was a critical one for Sam.
Oh, interesting.
Clean board, 1 more line to the kill screen.
That's just
Ooh,
a single
nice.
right there.
And takes it with triple.
Yeah,
All right.
okay, so actually he could get a dirty Tetris right now. And he was trying to go for it.
Still waiting on the long bar. And there it is, Tetris for Alex T in the center.
4,000 point difference. We are neck and
Missed shots
neck.
over here for Sam, though.
I swear, it feels like we have had way more eyepiece
times.
droughts just in these top 8 matches so far.
In this game alone, it feels like we're just constantly mentioning it because constantly keeps showing up, and SB doing the best that he can, trying to burn something, but it's not going to be any
That's not going to be
avail.
enough, and Alex is going to sweep Sam and take the match.
Wow.
Alex T advancing to top 4.
And again, SV playing so well, playing so solid, but these days, you know, playing well and playing solid is not enough. You gotta play exceptional. All right, here we go.
3,
2, 1, Tetris!
Tetris.
So with that, one of our international players has now been eliminated. So now the last one left would be Eyeball. But
I've tried to start off even this round. And it seems like the cards this year are, really wanting to, run our contestants through the ringer.
And neither could actually use it for Tetris. And still neither can use it for Tetris. It was actually good timing for Cobra, though, because of the long bar dependency that was built.
Right, yeah.
And yeah,
But-
they're both playing up high, waiting for that long bar.
And there it is. Finally, both players find their first Tetrises here in this game.
Blue Scuti ahead 2-1 here. And again, I mean, it's crazy because Cobra's been playing phenomenally
Absolutely.
these 3 games, and yet still finds himself down
And
2
remember,
games to 1.
whoever wins this match now has to play Alex T.
Man, that is a reward right
Wow.
there.
That's you'd think that'd be a grand finals match, but
And it really just seems like these piece sequences are definitely testing the mental fortitude of these players, because yet it can get very frustrating to just always consistently not get the piece you want for the efficient burn. It's like, man, if only I had this piece, if only I had this piece, why can't I ever get this piece? And that frustration can definitely build.
You've seen how angry I get on my stream, Sharky. You know, and I'm always sitting there yelling, I swear these games are sentient. You know, they know what you want and they won't give it to you.
okay, Scuti building up. And another drought. Might be a smaller one. Okay, it ended at 14. And both Cobra's able to cash that in for a Tetris. Scuti ahead by 1.5.
Right now, you can definitely feel the tension in the room building. Because for Scuti, this is a chance to once again reach that top 4 status. Because I'm not sure if you guys remember, but in Scuti's debut, Scuti got to top 4 in CTWC 2023. Was knocked out by Sidnev. So if able to do that again, that would be a chance to have, Scuti's best CTWC performance yet.
Yes, yeah.
Now, here's a funny question. Do you feel like maybe being being the kid who crashed Tetris, who beat Tetris, having a documentary kind of puts a little pressure on Scuti, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. You have, especially last year, there was, all these fancy documentary cameras, and then you have the lights on you, and definitely the pressure is on, but if Scuti has shown anything for the way that he's played this weekend, is that pressure arguably makes him stronger.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
No, I would agree. And depending on the player's personality and their experience, and we're seeing, day by day, week by week, month by month, Scuti's experience.
Scuti right there had that gap that he just dropped that O piece in there, and he just had an ST and Z burst for like 8 pieces in a row, and so he had nothing to drop in there. But yeah, I got to imagine, like, if you're the documentary kid, like, at some point you're probably like, well, I need to make sure I live up to that, Obviously, those in the know, he doesn't have to prove anything to any of us. But, for a lot of the casual viewers right now, you want to make sure you put on a good show.
Yeah, and the thing I was going to lead to was that, over the past year, Scuti has had those cameras on him, and he is a lot more used to it than maybe a year ago. And, nothing but experience on that front, more experienced being in this kind of competition situation than anyone here. So that could actually give him an advantage.
Definitely, he has the advantage in this game, just barely, as players walk into a drought. Scuti's able to find the Tetris, and so is Cobra. So 2,000 points is what's separating them. And some push down.
Both of them at the exact same Tetris rate, 62%. You can see they're both playing equally as efficient here.
Yeah, neck and neck we are. And it's been this way for most of this match. You know, starting out early, that first game was just, they were just right with each other the whole way. And that must add pressure in real time.
Great adjustment right there by Scuti, but
Ooh,
again,
look at that delay burn.
Both of them dealing with having to cover the well and then...
oh no.
Oh, yeah, looks like he's going to just try and burn that out.
It was kind of a similar situation, but the opposite. Now he needed something like a T or, you know, a Z piece, but then it was all the like the L, the J, and the O piece that he was getting for a while.
Yeah, definitely not such an agreeable set here, but Scuti dealing with it.
Nice, look at that, opened up and boom, Tetris for Scuti for the transition.
488,000 is what Scuti has on level 19. Cobra will transition 526,000. So was able to take just under a Tetris lead just due to that unfortunate piece sequence there for Scuti. And Cobra looking for pieces to burn to get that access to that hole in column 5, but it just continues to perpetuate itself.
Yeah, they're both trading back and forth the misfortune on having to deal with maintaining their stack here to burn off what they have to build on top of the well.
Yeah, and we saw so many times there, Cobra, Sharky, we talked about the 50-50s yesterday, and there was like 3 50-50s that Cobra got put into and had the wrong, picked the wrong way every single time. And again, that's not saying anything about Cobra's skill level. That just happens.
It just happens.
You can't do anything about that.
You make the best decision you can in the moment, and sometimes you just have to deal with the aftermath.
Yeah, it's literally a 50-50. Like, you cannot theoretically play it better, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like it's better to, you know, nice dirty Tetris there for Scuti. I feel like in the case of a 50-50, it's better to get a 50-50 than to try and misdrop or, you know, try and think of the most reasonable way, misdrop and have a 0% chance of getting one.
Yeah, exactly. But we had a nice little flat burn right there from Scuti. I'm sure Kingsman is happy. Another one. There we go. The flat eyepiece burn. Boom, Tetris for Scuti.
We're neck and neck. Both players just so closely matched here. And
Scuti's looking for this J piece, couldn't find it. And
nice spin.
Had to compromise, but it worked out perfectly. Well is open. There it is, Tetris for Scuti, and one for Cobra as well.
Yeah, on column 2, I mean.
Yeah, Cobra being super.
Oh, wow, Cobra's going
here
for more.
Yeah.
Going. There it is, Tetris, and just going to burn down to the right-hand side.
Beautiful.
Still, 5,000 points is what separates these players here going into level 25. I actually like that adjustment for Scuti.
Sets up for the box.
Nicely done. And a Tetris for Scuti. It's those kind of adjustments that seem, you know, I was like, oh, Scuti made a misdrop, but it's like, no, it was a setup for a vision that he had.
Yep.
10 years ago, we would have called that a misdrop, but now we know better.
There are no misdrops. Just delay burns.
You can see right now, obviously, Scuti playing a little bit faster. It's a little bit ahead, not by much. Actually, Cobra catching up now.
Nice
they are
adjustments.
So
this is scary.
Yeah, like
they are just right there with each other.
Just the whole way. This is the most neck and neck match I've seen all day or all weekend.
They're really pushing each other to the max, pun intended.
I like that. I'm down with that.
And they're about to max. One more will do it for Scuti. Scuti opting to throw stuff to the left.
Wants that L piece, but just couldn't find it. He wants an ideal board going into 29, and that cost him utilization of bars for Tetris, allowing Cobra to take the lead.
And you never know when you're going to get the favorable pieces, so you know you don't want to have too much stuff on the board when you hit 29, but Scuti navigating that and getting the Tetris into 29.
And a lot of times too, there's this psychological effect that hits you when you set up your board and you're like, no, I'm chasing this, and they keep giving you the wrong pieces. Sometimes you just like get stubborn, like, no, I'm going to get this piece, you know, because...
Speaking about going to get this piece, Cobra needs a lot of help right now, and it's not going to be anything.
Not like this. Cobra stacking up in the middle is topping out. Scuti taking the round and the match.
Wow.
It just all happened all of a sudden. There was, you know, the board. He was looking for. As we were talking about looking for that one piece and not getting it, he couldn't find it. And then, at some point, you know, the board's like, what do I do with this? But on 29, it just happens too fast.
Yeah, when you chase that piece and you don't get it, the rest of your field starts to become just an absolute, you know, like, I don't want to call it a disaster because most people are, you know, placing them down nicely, but it's not optimized anymore when you're chasing that one piece, when you're just focusing on like 3 columns.
I'm here with Cobra. What a fantastic showing today.
What's that?
Top 8 finals. Was that even something you were dreaming for?
My original goal was top 16. I blew that out of the water.
You absolutely did. And you got some fans here showing their appreciation. Now you got to play a very good friend of yours, Blue Scuti. Obviously, you know his aura, you know how good of a player he is, but you held your own and you took a game. How does that make you feel?
My original goal was to take exactly 1 game. I met that. This was a rematch of Lone Star 2024. I was in the semis with Scuti, and I took game 1 with like a 1.4, and then I proceeded to lose with a 1.4 the next game. And I basically got to relive that moment, even though I didn't score as high, but
a little deja vu there. You know, Cobra, you were here last year. It was your first CTWC. You played in around 0 and couldn't advance further than that. So here you are now. Expectations for next year, could they be even higher?
I hope so. I hope I'll continue to grow as a player, and maybe I'll have a genuine shot of making top 4 or even finals next year.
I think you got good a shot at that. Congratulations to Cobra for making top 8. Well done. All right, and we got one more that we're going to bring up here. He is the ultimate brand. He is the Friendlies heavyweight champion. He was taken down by the world champion. We're going to bring up SV, Mr. Sam Vaughn. He's probably going to show up late again. Oh, there he is.
It's still on Burton time, you know.
Congratulations, Samuel. How are you?
I'm all right.
You know, top 8 has been something you've been aspiring to get to. You've been hounded the last couple of years. Top 16, you've had to make your way to dog. Now you finally have achieved getting to the top 8. How you feel about that?
Well, it was nice to face the other Artiaga for once in top 16. But yeah, it's great. It feels great to be the first UK top 8 player.
Yeah, you and your running mate Dan V have been kind of like battling back and forth, you know, for ages now to try to be who's the number 1 guy. So you feel like this has certainly solidified your spot, and many back home were rooting for you. What are some of the challenges of having to play Alex T, the world champion, on a big stage like this?
Well, the pressure, first off, of just playing someone of that caliber, you know, a former world champ, someone who's had the world record, just someone who's, you know, serious. He plays this game serious. You have to give everything. You have to give 150%. And I fell just short. Maybe if I had prepared better, but yeah, I think I did okay.
I think you did well enough, man. You made us proud at the Friendlies universe, as always. This is the Friendlies heavyweight champion. That's my guy, the ultimate brand, SB. We love you, brother.
Can I give a few shout-outs?
You can shout your mates out. Go ahead.
I just want to give a shout out to a few of the people watching at home, my parents, my grandparents, my friends. I want to give a shout out to everyone from the UK crew who came. Tom, Brendan, Dan, Heps, Ethan. I want to give a shout out to King for always believing in me. He's a great mentor. Vince, for just being the GOAT. It's my guy. And yeah, shout outs to everyone, the staff. Thank you.
SB, Sam Bond, the ultimate brand. James, Sharky, Chris, we'll throw it back to you.
Hello everyone, it's your favorite underwater host Sharky here. I want to say hope you all enjoyed the matches. Now, real quick, I do want to clarify something from the previous match between Meme and Guafi. Game 4 was ruled a DQ post-match, so I know there were some people in the Twitch chat, and maybe even some of you in the comments that are like, hold on, is that legal for what Guafi did? Afterwards, the judges reviewed the footage and decided that that match, or that game, would have been DQ'd. So, should it gone to a game, or rather, if Game 5 played a little bit differently than it did, then all it was Game 4 would have been replayed.
But with that being said, we're going to talk about today's matches and of course the upcoming matches because it is top 8. Now forgive me for the way that I look. It just started raining out of nowhere and I had to hurry up and put some stuff inside. So you have to forgive me for that. But first, Alex T versus SV. Very close games, not necessarily a close match because Alex T is still undefeated, but very close games, and you know, SV actually had a lot of the advantage in the post 29, but as we all know, Alex T excels in post 29. And of course, now Alex T advances and has to play Blue Scuti, who Blue Scuti played Cobra, and as Cobra mentioned in the interview, it was a rematch from Lone Star where they met each other in the semis of that event, and Cobra was able to take game 1 back then, took game 1 now, and then Blue Scuti proceeded to win the next 3. But now there is an interesting cross paths. You have Alex T currently undefeated in, or rather hasn't dropped a single game in the tournament so far, going up against Scuti, who has now dropped, you know, a couple of games, but has also had some pretty decisive victories over some strong opponents. Strong opponents be, i.e. Fractal. And so now Alex T, it's going to be a challenge for him to try and maintain that flawless tournament streak up against Blue Scuti, someone who's coming in with some of the highest momentum that we've seen in just about plenty of CTWCs, especially in more recent memory. Now, of course, our next 2 matches are going to be Miles versus Meme and Tristop versus Eyeball. Miles and Meme is a match that hasn't happened terribly often when it comes to live events, as they just haven't managed to cross paths, so there isn't any history there, and Meme finds herself in unfamiliar territory. This is the first time that Meme has been in top 8. Meme has been in top 16 in prior years, but this is the first time Meme has been in top 8. Miles has been in top 8 once before and has now made it again, so he's looking to try and advance to top 4, become a semifinalist, and Meme is looking to do the same, or just continue this amazing run. Now, Tristop versus Eyeball, that's a match that is going to be very exciting because it will be a rematch from their finals in Montreal, where it went to a game 5 and Eyeball lost in the decider due to an early top out. So Eyeball is coming in, chip on his shoulder. He is now the last international player left remaining, going up against Tristop, who has taken out strong players, has taken out Blue Scuti and Fractal last year, and has taken out Dog this year. So now Tristop's running in with, you know, some momentum. He just took out 2-time world champ, 3-time finalist, 5-time semifinalist Dog, and now Eyeball is trying to get revenge. He's like, yes, you might have beat me at Montreal in my hometown, but now it is my turn. But we'll have to see how these matches play out. But that's going to do it for today's lore drop. Sorry you guys didn't get one last time. Try to resolve some issues, and as you can see, editing this took me quite a bit. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment down what was your favorite part of these matches. I'd definitely love to know. And of course, make sure you subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. I'm your favorite underwater host, Sharky, and I'll see you in the next match of CTWC.